Welcome back to our regularly scheduled programming. This is by Austin Ramos here. Dolphins are coming off the bye and they're going to be facing the Indianapolis Colts in Indianapolis at 4:25 Eastern Time on November 25th.
Miami has the Dolphins, the greatest football team.
So there's a lot of things to take out from the bye week for the Dolphins and the little hot streak that the Colts have been on lately. First, I'm going to go over the Dolphins bye week and what has come out of it. So, number one top news of the Dolphins is Ryan Tannehill is back. He's throwing. He's going to start this week. I have high hopes, but I'm also realistic. I don't think he's going to have the most phenomenal outing ever, but I hope that he does well and helps his team win the game. Past 3 games, Brock Osweiler couldn't throw a freaking touchdown for his life. We had the first drive in Green Bay, our last game. He had a fumble go over, a hike go over his head, ended up being a fumble. We lost it. If Miami could have capitalized and scored a touchdown on that drive, that whole game I felt like would have been different. But whatever. Miami only ended up kicking 4 field goals. So salute to Jason Sanders for just putting us on his back with his leg. Other things is we have Charles Harris coming back. Ted Larson is like battling injuries, not sure if he's gonna start or not. Jake Brendo's been playing for him lately. The offensive line hasn't been doing horrible, but I don't know. It's a tough swap there. I'm not sure who I think is better. But definitely having Laremy Tunsil and possibly Jawan James come back will be huge for this offensive line. Laremy Tunsil, I think, hasn't let up a sack this entire season, so if you can vote him for the Pro Bowl, I feel like he's having a great season so far. You saw what happened in Cincinnati when he went out. Oh my God, they were going up the whole time on that side where Tunsil was at and blowing up the offensive line, and that's how the game went from the Dolphins' favorite to Cincinnati Bengals. But whatever. Anyways, we have lots of players coming off of injuries, and we also signed Bryce Butler. He's a wide receiver. He used to play for like the Oakland Raiders and the Dallas Cowboys, and he's wearing Jarvis Landry's number 14. So it's kind of funny. But yeah, Jakeem Grant's out. He looked like he messed up his Achilles in that Green Bay game. They were saying he doesn't need surgery, and then in the middle of the week they said he needed surgery. But anyways, let's talk about something about the Colts. The Colts are currently on a 4-game winning streak. Yeah, 4. So they're riding really hot right now. They started off 1-5, and ever since that 1-5 game, they've gone 4-0. And they had a really tough game, so they could have been 6-4, to be honest, if they would have been able to beat the Jets. And that's the game that their offensive line really started coming together and holding up the defensive line very well, because Andrew Luck hasn't been sacked since he didn't get sacked that Jets game, so I think he hasn't been sacked since the game before. Last time Andrew Luck was sacked was against the New England Patriots, and that was 5 games ago. It's crazy. They've been riding a 4-game winning streak. They've been averaging about, I'd say, like 30 points. They've been averaging like around 35 or so points in this little win streak that they have. It's very tough for the Dolphins to, compete with a team that's firing on all cylinders like the Colts are right now. They might not be the best defensive team ever, even though they just held out the Colts to 10 points last week. But this happens a lot in the NFL. A team will get very hot, win a bunch of games, and then they'll have this game. People call it a trap game. Pretty much saying like they should be a lock to win this game for the Colts, but I don't think so. And so you can qualify this as the Colts trap game. The Dolphins, I think, are going to win this game, and here's how. They need to run the ball effectively, whether it's Frank Gore, Kenyon Drake, Kalen Ballage. I'm liking how they've been adding Kalen Ballage a little bit more into the lineup. I liked him coming a lot out of college, and I think his game is starting to pick up just a little bit. He's getting on the field a little bit more. But we're using Frank Gore as a primary running back, and we have Kenyon Drake and Kalen Ballage more as like third down backs or guys receiving backs. So when it's a pass play, you're gonna most likely gonna have Kenyon Drake and Kalen Ballage out there, and when it's more likely to run game, it's gonna be Frank Gore because he's just been really efficient this year, and this is what Miami's needed. Kenyon Drake can get you those big runs, of course, but more often than not, he's gonna get shut down early. Another offensive key that the Dolphins need to do to win this game is protect Ryan Tannehill. We cannot afford to have Ryan Tannehill come in and get hurt again. So we need to protect him from messing up his shoulder again or getting hit wrong on his leg. With our two offensive tackles coming back, James and Tunsil, that helps out the offensive line a lot. The Brock Osweiler got sacked like freaking 4 or 5 times in Green Bay. The offensive line didn't do well that game. But then again, Brock Osweiler didn't utilize the time in the pocket as much either. He missed a couple throws. He didn't see the right guys. He threw behind people. Like there was one time he threw behind Devontae Parker. It was a wide open pass if he would have thrown it just like a second earlier. But there's things like that. So yes, we must protect Ryan Tannehill. Make sure, he has the time to deliver his throws. I believe he's very efficient with his throws this year so far, as long as we have the right time for him and so on. This doesn't really need to be said, but score touchdowns. So hard to win a game when you're not scoring touchdowns, and the Colts this past winning streak have been scoring touchdowns. Andrew Luck has thrown like 3 touchdowns for 3 straight games. It's really hard to stop that, but that means the Dolphins need to get pressure on Andrew Luck, make him force throws. The secondary will be fine. Believe me, the secondary will be fine. I feel like our linebackers will be refreshed and they won't be messing up as much on the run game. But the key, I think, to winning this game is definitely stopping Andrew Luck. Once you stop Andrew Luck, you're going to stop pretty much the whole Colts offense because he's been so dominant in these past 4 games that they've won. In the past game before that when they lost to the Jets, when it was just like 42 to something and they ended up losing. But it's crazy how he's been so protected. He hasn't been touched. Like, he's barely been touched. Obviously, he's been probably hit a couple times, but he hasn't been sacked at all. And when you can't sack the quarterback, you're never going to win. There's very rare cases that you won't sack the quarterback and you end up winning the game. It's very unheard of. You need to get to the quarterback in order to give yourself the best chances to win. And Charles Harris is coming back. That was a player I don't know if I mentioned earlier, but he needs to make a key impact. Cameron Wake has been coming together. He had a good game against the Jets. He had a good game against the Packers. Not the best against the Packers, but for what he did well. The offense should have backed up the defense. That was a game that the offense did not show up to help the defense win the game, and there's other times that's been the other way around. But it's how football is for you guys. If we can force turnovers and limit Andrew Luck's touchdowns, that'll be huge. Pretty much the whole key to stopping the Colts offense is stopping Andrew Luck and not letting T.Y. Hilton burn you, obviously, because that guy is a speedster. He came out of FIU, so whoever likes FIU football, they should be proud of a guy like T.Y. Hilton coming out of your school. He's been torching the NFL since he's been in the league, and he's been a dynamic duo with Andrew Luck ever since. And I really like him as a player in the NFL, but not this week because the Dolphins are playing them, obviously. That's about it. I picked the Dolphins to win this one in my game picks, and I'm still going with them. I'm going to go with them every week until this season's over, and probably until I'm not a Dolphins fan anymore, which I doubt. But I have the Dolphins winning 28-24. I think Miami has the best chance of winning with Tannehill out on the field, and because he gives you those features that Brock Osweiler couldn't. Running for a first down, just being a threat running-wise is crazy, because you give the defense another thing to worry about. When you have Brock Osweiler out there, all they have to really worry about is him throwing the ball. He's not going to run for a first down every time, Tannehill can escape a pocket and run for a first down. That's something that is intangible when it comes to comparing them, because this guy can do this and this guy can't. So it's about it I have between the QB dilemma that some fans have. I mean, if you really know Dolphins football and you really follow them, having Tannehill out there over Brock Osweiler is really your best chances to winning football games in the NFL this season. Plain and simple. But that's about it. If you enjoyed the video, give it a nice thumbs up, and make sure you follow my channel, subscribe to it, and also click the bell notification option if you want to be notified every time I upload a video. And also, let's hope for a Dolphins win this week. We're in the playoff line, and we need as many wins as possible. So coming off the bye, I like our chances. And the Colts are riding a little too hot right now, I feel. And this will be big for the Dolphins to, come out with a win, stop a team that's rolling hot, possibly a team that we're going to need a tiebreaker against down the line because of how they've been playing lately. So the whole playoff bracket can, change up. There's a couple teams that are also 5-5, and Tennessee is one of them, but we have the tiebreaker over them. And then Cincinnati and the Baltimore Ravens are also one of those teams. The Bengals have one over us, but I think the Ravens have it over the Bengals, so the Ravens are on the top, and then obviously the Chargers are like 7-3, so they're the number 5 seed. So that's some playoff news for you guys. But that's about it. Hope you guys enjoyed the video, and I hope you guys enjoyed your holiday of Thanksgiving with your family and friends. And that's about it, guys. Have a great Sunday, and let's go Dolphins.
Miami has the Dolphins, the greatest football team.